What's good, everybody, and welcome back to the Winning Bucket. I'm Onin, that's Aaron, that's Mongab, and today we're going to give you our early NBA award predictions. And we are starting off with the clutchest player of the year.
Already straight up, I'm gonna go with Luka Doncic because he was clutch the entire game. Kanina when he hit labay bola, it was very clutch and he had 49.
Boarding.
Yeah, so Luka is my clutch player, and the second clutch player would be LeBron because he was clutch when versus the Phoenix game.
I also thought of Luka. Yeah, this is what I was thinking of because maybe Darren Fox can repeat because he was clutch even though they lost against the Warriors. He was so clutch, scored 19 points, around 19 points in the fourth quarter. Almost came back against Golden State, but came up short. Aside from Luka and Darren Fox, it could also be Shea. Aside from Shea, the other one is Jamal Murray.
Who's your pick?
I go with Luka.
I also have Luka Doncic winning clutchest player of the year. We all know how clutch Luka is. And if you remember the game last night where he had 49 points, there were a lot of plays that was clutch. So yes, he could win possibly clutchest player of the year. Who is your most improved player?
It's too early to talk because everybody's been scoring like crazy. I mean, it's the first two games and everybody's just got rested. But the earliest player that I could see being MIP is Jordan Poole. I nominated Jordan Poole last year. I'm gonna nominate him again this year. Why? Because he's gonna drop 40 points. He's gonna be one of those guys that's an empty stats type of guy who scores a lot but will not translate to wins. That or Porzingis, because Porzingis is very underrated now. Nobody watches him anymore, and he's been scoring 30. So those are the two guys. Those are two people that are unlikely to win MIP, but those are the people that I see who have improved over the year or over from last season.
I said it last season at the end, and I'll say the same. I'm staying with Mikal Bridges as my MIP this year. He was so good at the end, even though he's not having that good of a start of the season in Brooklyn. I think he'll be better this season and play at the same level as he did at the end of last season with the Nets. Another one who I could see winning it is Cade Cunningham. Cade was so good against Miami, almost came back, and I think he's gonna keep on going in wherever in the level he's playing at, and have a shot at winning the most improved player.
I wanna add one more. I wanna add Anthony Edwards, even though I've not seen them play, or have they even played today? No, we have not. Anyways, so I expect him because he was scoring like crazy in the preseason to translate in the regular season because he went also crazy in the FIBA World Cup. So I could also see Anthony Edwards as a type of guy who might be rise from star to superstar level. I can see him to have the Timberwolves as his team. Actually, it's already his team, by the way. Cat Sox.
I have Tyrese Maxey winning most improved player of the year. With James Harden not being able to play for Philly because Philly and James Harden have a lot of issues going on, the Philadelphia 76ers need a secondary scorer, and that guy is Tyrese Maxey. For the past 3 games or 2 games, he averages around 30 points, and that's still early part of the season. And I believe he can do it consistently because I know Joel Embiid can't do it all for Philly. I know he can do it all, but he needs a secondary scorer. That's what James Harden did for the past seasons, and I know Tyrese Maxey could be that guy this season. So yes, I could see Tyrese Maxey elevating his stock, elevating his game, and becoming that good secondary scorer. We all know how good Maxey as a scorer is, and I think he can also improve in his playmaking as well. But yes, Tyrese Maxey will win most improved player this season. I could also see Mikal Bridges going for it, even though he has still a bad season, still very early in the season. I could also see his teammate Cam Thomas, because Cam Thomas, you all know how good Cam Thomas is as a scorer, but he could also be the guy to win most improved player if he continues to be that guy to score 30 per game because he is a bucket getter. You could also see Jordan Poole possibly, but as of right now, and I think will be my prediction for the whole season, and that's Tyrese Maxey becoming most improved player of the year. Who is your defensive player of the year?
Victor Wembanyama. No debate. Obviously, he just blocked 2 blocks in a row. I forgot what's his name. Versus the Rockets.
I think it was Jabari Smith.
Yeah, Jabari got blocked. He got the rebound. Then Victor Wembanyama just said, "I no," and then they went on a fast break. So Victor Wembanyama will be the first ever rookie to win. Is he? Is he gonna be the first ever rookie to win a defensive player of the year? I don't know. Fact check me on. So yeah, Victor Wembanyama, Depoy, and an All-Star.
For me, I have a couple of players who I could think of who could win it. So the first one I thought of was Anthony Davis. I'm hoping hoping he does not get injured and he finally gets that Defensive Player of the Year award. So that's one of the guys I'm thinking of. The other guy I'm thinking of is Bam Adebayo. If he gets the attention of everyone on the media of how good he is on the defensive end, he could be the Defensive Player of the Year. Also Giannis, maybe the one who won out last year, Jaren Jackson Jr. could repeat it, and maybe also Evan Mobley is another candidate to win it.
So far, I have Giannis because I think with Milwaukee being Dame's team right now, because that's what Giannis said, I think Dame will be the one focusing offensively and Giannis will be the one defensively. You all know how good Giannis is defensively. It is one of the best defenders or possibly the best defender in the league. So him improving that in the paint and in the perimeter and everywhere all around, he could possibly be the one to win Defensive Player of the Year for the second time in a row. Not in a row, for the second time. Who is your sixth man of the year?
I was gonna say Chris Paul, but he starts, so I'm gonna stick with Chris Paul. I have nobody else to pick sixth man of the year. If anybody else is rises to the occasion, I think my vote would change. But for now, it's Chris Paul. So that's all.
Based on the first 2 games of the season, and based on even last season too, the one I'm thinking of is Emmanuel Quickly. He was the one who sparked off the bench in that Knicks game, and he was arguably the best player of that team against the Celtics. So it's either him or the other one I could think of is Malik Monk.
I am going with the runner-up last season, and that's IQ Emmanuel Quickly. He has been consistent this season. What with his production last year is still the same as this year, and he's still off the bench, and he is still so good with the New York Knicks. So yeah, I think if he could continue this consistent progression, he could be the sixth man of the year.
Victor. I think everybody agrees it's Victor or Chet.
Yeah.
Dalawa.
Yep.
No debate.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
I'm going with Wemby.
Who is your coach of the year?
For my coach of the year, I'll give it to Jason Kidd because he is currently adjusting the lineup and they're the number 1 seed so far. I know it's too early to tell again, but I've been watching I watched the Mavs game kanina versus the freaking Brooklyn Nets, and defensively you could definitely see Jason Kidd applying those rotations, and that is the number 1 thing that Mavericks need, defense, and that was what they were lacking last year. And here, most definitely, we could see the defense actually being played or actually defending other teams well. So, for me, I could see the coach of the year giving it to Dallas Mavericks, Jason Kidd.
I can see Mark Daigneault winning it. Because another thing though, if the Kings win it, if they're gonna be a 3rd seed again, that's not gonna be a surprise. And Mike Brown would still be good. It was still a candidate, but it's not surprising, so that's why we might not even consider Mike Brown as a coach of the year candidate this season. And Mark Daigneault could be a consideration to be a coach of the year candidate. Another one I could think of is the new coach of the Milwaukee Bucks, Adrian Griffin, could be another candidate here.
I could also see Mark Daigneault winning coach of the year because we all know how good the Thunder is, and if the Thunder can surprise us and become a playoff team this season, I think he could win it like what Mike Brown did last season, wherein he surprised everyone and made the Kings a top 3 seed last year. So I think it could happen with the Thunder and Mark Daigneault if they go on to the playoffs. But as of right now, and as an avid supporter of the Orlando Magic for the past 3 seasons, I think Jamal Mosley could be the guy to win Coach of the Year. And I know it's still so early and it's a very early prediction. And yeah, I have Jamal Mosley and the Orlando Magic becoming like the surprising team this season and surprise everyone and be a playoff team. So yeah, I have Jamal Mosley. I could also see like Rick Carlisle winning it and surprise everyone with the Indiana Pacers, because we know Indiana is also good this season. We also know could also see Adrian Griffin with the Milwaukee Bucks. But yeah, as of right now, my top 3 is Jamal Mosley, Mark Daigneault, and Rick Carlisle becoming Coach of the Year. What team do you think will surprise us this season?
I'm looking at the standings right now. And the Wolves did play kanina. I just did last time. I didn't really care. Anyways, the team that surprised us, or me rather, is the Thunder. They're already at the 3rd seed. I know it's so early to tell, but I could see the Thunder being here for a while in the 3rd seed. Maybe drop off to the 4th. Regardless, they're going to make it to the playoffs this year. With Chet Holmgren also playing, so it will be a mini Kobe Shaq. The Shaq is so skinny though. So yeah.
Okay, so the team that's gonna rise is the team that's getting back the attention that they lost in these past 4 years, and that's the San Antonio Spurs. Aside from, I could have mentioned Thunder, but I'm not gonna explain that. For anyway, another team that I could think of is the Spurs. As you know, Wemby is there, and they're getting national TV again. And everyone's gonna know who Devin Vassell is. Everyone's gonna know who Keldon Johnson is, and everyone's gonna know who Jeremy Sohan is, because the national TV is getting their attention back to the San Antonio Spurs, and I can see them winning games, and like Wemby performing well, and everyone else performing at the level they have been playing on.
I am a supporter of this team for the past season because I saw how good the rookies are and the potential of this team. I have the Orlando Magic, and so far they have been so good this season, and I hope that they could make the playoffs. So, and I think everyone would be surprised that wow, the Orlando Magic is in the playoffs, or in the playoffs. Yes, in the playoffs, not the play-in, but in the playoffs. So yes, I have the Orlando Magic because Markel Fultz just signed an extension. We all know how good Franz Wagner is. We know also how good Cole Anthony is. Defensively, Jonathan Isaac is also good. So we all know how good that team are and that how young that team is. So yes, I have the Orlando Magic. Who do you think will be the most valuable player this season?
I think everybody's pointing to Luka right now. The next guy is... Wait, I'm looking at them here right now. Luka, and then Giannis, and that's about it. Luka, Giannis, Jokic, the typical guys who were already top 3 of the MVP, top 4 or 5 of the votings last year. I think it will be the same people. I really want Luka to win it this year because this is the year we're already at this age LeBron won his first. I don't know if I can fact check me again on that. This is also the time where he should be already entering his prime. So I want Luka to win this MVP, and I don't want it to be called the Mickey Mouse MVP because he really carries the team regardless of no matter what happens to the Mavs. He is the heart and soul of this team. And Kyrie played trash kanina, and I love Kyrie.
Okay, so for me, prior to the season, I had Jokic winning the MVP. I mean, pretty much everyone had Jokic winning the MVP this season, before the season began. But then, based on the performance so far, very early, like 5 days into the season, I'm gonna pick Luka. The man had a triple-double in his first game, then scored 49 in his second game. And way too early pick for me is Luka, but eventually Jokic might be the more consistent one, so it might be. So for now, I'm sticking with Luka as my MVP.
With how consistent he is right now, I think Nikola Jokic would win his 3rd MVP. Like, I know people would go for like the Giannis and the Embiid once again, but I don't think those three will be the people that we will be talking about by the end of the season, because I think people got tired of Embiid because he didn't have the same production in the playoffs last season like what he did to the regular season. So I think he won't get votes possibly. And I think Giannis could possibly be, but he will take a backseat role to Dame, which I think Dame as well will go for in MVP this season. And I also think Tatum would also try and become an MVP this season and be in that race, because if I can remember, he was top 5 last season in that race. So I think he will go for the top 3 or possibly try to win the MVP this season. But as of right now, in 2 games in, with how consistent he is so far, that his production is the same or even like I don't know if it's even better, but it's still so early, but his production is the same as last season, and I think it would be even better this season. And he already had one of the best seasons for a long time. But yeah, I have Nikola Jokic winning his 3rd MVP, and I think it's no debate, it's no question, he would win. Possibly again, he would win it. So yeah, I have Nikola Jokic winning most valuable player. So those are our early NBA award predictions. Leave down in the comment section down below what are your thoughts and what are your predictions, and who do you think would win the specific awards this season. Alright, we'll see you all soon. Order from Fry Up and Darkwing and Brotein Bites if you want to eat some food, especially if you're here in Davao, if you want to watch something, if you want to watch NBA or other things and you want to eat something, if you want wings, fries, or if you're in the gym, order from Brotein Bites as well, because we are back and we are ready to serve you once again. And yeah, I'm Onin, that's Aaron, that's Mongab. We'll see you all soon. We're the winning bucket. Peace.